horrifying legionnaires outbreak claims 2 lives and sickens dozens in Harlem. A growing outbreak of legionnaires' disease in central Harlem has now claimed 2 lives and infected 58 people, prompting concern and immediate public health action. The first signs of the outbreak emerged on July 25, 2025, when health officials began tracking a cluster of pneumonia-like illnesses in multiple Harlem zip codes.
Of course, we're keeping up with the latest numbers of cases of Legionnaire's disease in North Carolina. That number has now hit 132. Most of the cases are being reported in Buncombe and Henderson counties. There have been 8 cases in South Carolina. Most of the Legionnaire's cases have been linked to the North Carolina Mountain State Fair. And today, a family whose loved one has the disease is speaking out. Here's Kimberly Brown with our story.
While Michael Petrie recovers in the hospital,
scariest thing I think I've ever been through in my life.
His family and legal team are mounting for a fight.
It's just simple. Just test when you know you're doing a water feature. You know you have hundreds of people that are going to be walking right by it. Some people even looking at it or maybe touching it. Simply make sure that it's safe.
While attorneys are asking state agencies to share their test results, Petrie's family is focusing on his recovery.
And just to think that I was going to lose him on that Friday when they came and like, if we don't get him on dialysis and the ECMO now, he's not going to make it.
Attorneys putting out a call to anyone with cold or flu symptoms, encouraging them to get tested for Legionnaires and not to take no for an answer.
Because while we're discovering this in North Carolina now and the doctors are used to it here, they may not be in every region across the state.
Described as an open and loving person, Petrie is now fighting for his health.
I'm glad to say that as of yesterday, he's woke up, he is fully conscious and is still joking. He still, I don't think, understands how badly he was sick.
Buildings, 500 apartments, and all of those families were exposed to Legionnaire's disease. After the death of an elderly resident, doctors say the water here is safe to drink, but think twice about taking a shower.
Shock, dismay, and disgust.
It's scary. It's really scary.
Tonight, tenants on notice and on edge.
I hope they get to the bottom of it soon.
The city's health department uncovered a new cluster of Legionnaire's disease. 3 people became sick, 1 elderly resident died, and they all lived in 3 connected buildings on Carver Loop in Co-op City.
Well, certainly I was surprised because certainly I didn't think it would be here.
I still have concerns because this didn't just happen. It was over a period of time and then they let everybody know, so it's disturbing.
Most found out about the Legionnaire's cluster after the city sent out this letter. It describes 3 cases in the last 12 months. The 2 most recent cases were diagnosed in the last 2 months.
I hope that the authorities are doing the appropriate thing and taking care of it.
Dr. Mary Bassett is the city's health commissioner.
People will be in their building, maybe even in their apartment, testing the water supply.
The Carver Loop buildings all share the same plumbing system. Samples were taken from the buildings and sent to a lab. Results are expected in 2 weeks. In the meantime, the city says the tap water is safe to drink. But for anyone living in these 3 buildings with a weak immune system, avoid taking showers at home until scientists know more.
The main message is to avoid water mist. And the most common place to encounter water mist in an apartment is the shower.
Avoiding showers is especially important for anyone over the age of 50 and for smokers. So go ahead, take a look. That's a list of symptoms of Legionnaire's disease. They include cough, fever, shortness of breath, muscle aches, and headaches. Now, these may seem like common symptoms, but if you live in one of these buildings and you have a weak immune system, city health officials want you to immediately.
The city's health department is investigating a deadly outbreak of Legionnaire's disease in Manhattan. Side with the latest. Rena?
That's right. People are definitely on edge out here. 7 patients diagnosed in just 11 days. And as you said, one of them is now dead. The city's health department out in full force on the Upper East Side, testing over 100 water cooling towers in the neighborhood for the Legionella bacteria.
Because we're aware of nothing in common among these individuals, these 7 people who've been diagnosed with Legionnaires, except their geography. They don't share a spa or a health club. They haven't all gone past the same ornamental fountain, all of which can be sources of Legionnaire's disease. They just share a neighborhood. We are concerned that there is maybe a cooling tower source.
The disease is a form of pneumonia that can be spread through mist, often coming from air conditioning systems, hot tubs, and humidifiers. Upper East Siders now on high alert with many questions.
How can we protect ourselves, and how is this spreading?
Councilmember Ben Kalos hoping to ease some of those concerns, handing out informational flyers yesterday with details of the disease.
I'm pretty concerned about what's going on.
I don't quite understand how this could be so widespread and affect people in New York.
City health officials say the first case was reported on June 5th, the most recent this past Wednesday. Experts say the elderly and those with pre-existing conditions are most at risk. A woman who died in this outbreak was over 90 years old. 2 years ago, 12 people died in the South Bronx and over 100 got sick.
We are continuing to scan all diagnoses made in the city to see if others should be added to this cluster.
Symptoms include fever, cough, chills, muscle aches, and diarrhea.
You shouldn't delay. You should go and see a doctor.
And officials want to stress that the disease is not spread person to person and that the city knows exactly what to do to tackle this outbreak. We're live on the Upper East Side. Rena Roy, CBS 2 News.
Caused by Legionella pneumophila bacteria is a severe pneumonia-like illness. Infection occurs via inhalation of contaminated water droplets, not through person-to-person contact. Symptoms may include fever, cough, chills, muscle aches, shortness of breath, headache, confusion, nausea, or diarrhea. Onset typically occurs 2 to 10 days after exposure. Sources and response are: investigators believe the outbreak originated from contaminated cooling towers and complex plumbing systems. All active towers in the affected area have been sampled, and building owners with positive Legionella detection have been mandated to begin remediation within 24 hours. At least 11 towers have already been decontaminated.